Hey everybody. I never go live this early. There's a lot of things going on this morning. Whoop whoop. That's my messy bun. Oh my gosh, it looks horrible. Okay, who we got here? Hey beautiful sunflower. I did have a good Mother's Day. I hope you did too. Well, thank you for listening. I kind of want to talk about a couple different things today. Ooh, I woke up to Smiley uh, from Smiley's world, not happy. She was not happy today. So I'm not sure what was going on, but I can't keep up with the drama. I really can't. For some reason, I'm like, I don't understand. But some people got their feelings hurt, I guess. I may talk about a little bit more about it. And I know there's a couple people live. I don't like to go live when other people are live. I know John Davis is live right now and Andrew Hiltz is live right now. But I just want to go live early and talk about what I want to talk about. So I'm going to turn my camera off for a moment. Now, I heard something that really disturbed me, okay? And let me tell you, I'm going to pull up my, I got something I want everybody to see. Let me pull it up here, you guys. Excuse me for the one moment. It is about this beautiful lady. Excuse me that there is a commercial. All right, let me come back over here. All right, we're going to share the screen and then I'll back it up. Okay, we're going to back it up. Sorry, guys, I want to back it up.
But here's what I wanted to do.
This is Liplocked.
About the reward fund. I'm not ready.
This is a year
But there's
ago.
places you can get all the details. But I will do what I said because I'm going to do what I tell y'all I'm going to do. But here's what I wanted to do. I wanted to tell y'all what you've done.
This was a year ago.
Y'all, I started this channel 3 days ago. And I had 25 subscribers, and they were probably like just my family, and they're, my kids' friends, my grandkids' friends, and stuff. And I didn't have anything. And I tried a couple of little things, and, I kind of had a mission. I didn't kind of have a mission. I do have a mission to find Summer Moon Utah Wells or to help other people find her. But here's what y'all have done. I had to make notes, y'all. Look, I don't know how to do screenshots. My phone won't even do screenshots. Okay, it's a little cheap Android. If it would do screenshots, I wouldn't know how to do it.
Now, to let you guys know, there is a reason I'm showing this, okay? There's a reason I'm showing this. So, bear with me here, you guys.
But, welcome to my dirty kitchen, by the way. Y'all look. In 3 days, y'all have made me go from 25 subscribers to 557.
Now, she deserved this. Right now, it says she's at 5.76 thousand subscribers. This is Liplocked Nomore. She deserved every sub, every member, okay? This woman is so appreciative of people. She is so I'm going to play a little bit more.
Y'all, I've only got, I think, like 6 videos up there. Don't hold me to that. I'm not sure. There might be 8. Don't hold me to that. I'm worked up, so just roll with it. And I'm sorry I don't have one of them sticks you put your phone on that holds it still. Just roll with it. I'm an old grandma.
Okay. And I'm going to tell you guys why I showed that, okay? I showed that. Hi, Liplocked. Oh, girl. I adore you. I adore you. And, okay. I'm trying not to cry here. I am so upset, honey, about what Daisy said about you. And I'm going to tell you why. Okay? I'm going to turn my camera on. Let me get back to my full screen here. You, I'm sorry, guys. You have been there for Summer. Not for Don and Candace. Not for them people who didn't care and only wanted to use her for content. You have been there, leading the way for Summer's army. And how dare that cow patty lady? How dare she? She doesn't, and this is just my opinion, that woman knows nothing about Summer. She knows nothing about Summer's case. I have watched her, people telling her things that are important things. And she says, well, I didn't know that. Well, I didn't know that. It's disgusting. I think everyone who is involved in Summer's case needs to put her in her place. I've listened to her cut down creators. I've heard her say awful things about people. And I let a lot of things right off my back. And don't say a lot about things. But that upset me. The one true person who I know for a fact is in it for Summer Wells. Not the money, not the glorification, not anything like that. For Summer. And people who know you, Liplock, they know where your heart's at. 120 acres. The sad part is they don't want to know. When you correct their misinformation, then they attack you. Absolutely. That girl 77, I am talking about Liplock and Daisy from the Cow Patty channel, basically calling her crazy. Of all the people that they've chosen to attack, they attacked the wrong girl. They attacked the wrong person in my eyes. I usually don't say a whole lot about that stuff, but Liplock is one of the people that I have watched. I was so proud. I wasn't even a creator yet. And I was just so proud of what I just showed, her going from 25 subs to 500 something subs. She's worked for that. She's done that through Summer. She is one person that I can watch, and I know her content isn't bullshit. It isn't made up. she wants receipts to show what she's talking about. She is one of the people that made me want to start a channel. And even though she didn't know it, gave me some confidence being an older individual and not knowing if I could even do it or not. I don't do it perfectly, but she was one of the people who would always say, I'm not sure I know what I'm doing. And she was just so honest about it. So honest about it. So that's what I wanted to do my live about earlier this morning because I was just so upset about that. I think they think I'm lips, but I don't know. Let me tell you, they should not even put you anywhere near that category, girl. I heard that they don't want to mess with Liplock. It's how can I put that? It's not that they don't want to mess with her because they do. And this is just my opinion. I think that they're grasping at straws. You guys know me and my straw thing. Here it is. Can you reach it? The only content that they can have now, because their content with their good buddy Can and Don is riding on a very thin line. There's nothing else these people can say. Nothing. Anybody following Summer's case who's truly following Summer's case don't give a crap about Don and Candace or what Don and Candace have to say. So, you know, I heard her say something about Justin, and then she had to go back and apologize, right? So let's go after somebody else, because if we can pull another creator into it, that's going to give them content. But they did mess with the wrong lady, because let me tell you, that's the wrong person to mess with when it comes to other creators, because as with myself, she is Summer's Army. I've always called her the general of Summer's Army. Always. And I always will. So, Daisy Cow Patty Lady, I don't do drama, but today I'm making a little exception because you mess with somebody that I adore, that don't play that bullshit with all you other people. You can't, I mean, when you do some of the stupid shit that you do, Cow Patty Lady, you're going to get called out for it. You're going to get called out for it. We've all sat back and watched you do the crazy stuff you're doing, all for the sake of clicks and views. It's disgusting. It's totally disgusting. You've got two people who you idolize on your channel who are suspects in their missing child's case. They are suspects. So you need to get a grip, young lady. Yeah, Liplock, they knew who you are. They definitely know who you are. They ain't playing no games. You know, they definitely know who you are. And that's the thing about it. You know, that they're just not going to try to, how do you say, push it under the rug this time. We could go over to their channel and blast them, but you know what? People like that, all they do is block you. All they do is block you. They don't want to hear they don't want to hear anything because it's about click, views, and money, right? That's what it's about. I've watched some people. I don't know why she called you crazy, Liplock. The only thing that I can figure is they're just going down the list of creators, right? Because if you remember, I don't even watch her, but one thing I did notice was like I think Benny went up and talked to her and different things like that. So these people are just they're just grasping at straws to try to keep some content going. That's what got me too. Why call you crazy when you're all about Summer Wells? Why? I don't understand that. I It's ridiculous, and that's the only thing I can figure is they want some new content. And if they can start fights with all these other creators, then that's what they're going to do. And the reason they're doing it, Liplock, to you is your number of subscribers, right? It has to do with the number of subscribers you have. Because if they can start crap with you, you better believe some of your subs and members and mods are going to go over there and stand up for you. Even though you're a big girl, I know you can handle yourself really well. But that's what's going to happen. So they're wanting to integrate that, you and them. So it gives them more views. The drama sells, unfortunately. Drama sells. They know who Lips is because she's buddies with Kinkin. Yeah, they definitely know who Lips is. And yet, I mean, Cal Patties does. She calls everybody evil and all that other stuff. But I'm sorry. Um, there's no one more eviler than someone who's a pedophile protector, in my opinion. Okay? Being buddies with Don Wells like that, that's a pedophile protector, in my opinion. And I find it disgusting. She thinks because she's good buddies with Can, that I guess she can say whatever she wants to people, and it don't work like that. She also referred to Trixie as your granddaughter, so she would not say that about Lips either. These people, this is what's sad in Summer's case, right? Lipluck said, Trixie is not my granddaughter. That's an old plot I cooked up to make roaches swarm, and it worked. That's hilarious, Liplock. See, that's what people should be doing because I'm telling you, in Summer's case, people they have put down the littlest thing and they have ran with it. And I had to get to a point where I quit watching so many different channels. I had to stop watching a lot of channels. I had to quit getting in the chat because when somebody was grasping at straws and started making up stories for a completely different narrative, I couldn't handle that. I couldn't handle it. I don't like getting in situations where I find myself really upset because I try really hard for my own mental health to let a lot of things ride. But I'm telling you, I have seen some not so good things when it comes to Summer's case. But Liplock is one of the ones I've always watched Even though I don't get into her chat very often or whatever, she knows I'm watching her. Um, she's not somebody that anybody should uh, be talking about like that. Okay. I heard Jody Sue say some crazy things about Liplock, which I knew wasn't true because I was watching when all that stuff was said, and Jody took that and ran with the narrative on it. So it's just craziness to me that she would say that. You guys, yeah, me too, Liplock. Liplock said I'd stop chatting much about Summer because I get frustrated. Um, I can feel your eyes on me. Yeah, I'm definitely in the bushes watching you. But that's the thing that people need to realize about Liplock. She came into this her whole heart into Summer Wells, not Dawn and Candace, not everybody that they said were guilty of things. She's very knowledgeable. People need to realize that. She's not just some old woman who popped up on YouTube to talk about a missing child. My understanding, Liplock, didn't you dance with a couple presidents, I think, didn't you? Hey, Dina-Lan. Hey, Cornbread. Did you see what Jody Sue said about Jackie? Oh my gosh, we could have a whole notebook full of stuff that Jody Sue said about people. This is what I don't understand. How people, after all this time, are just now coming out and wanting to give their opinion and theory, and which opinion and theories are great. I love people with different opinions and theories. But I'll give you an example. When Pam, Don's ex, and his daughter decided after all that time to come on YouTube, why? Why didn't they defend Don in the beginning? Pam did one interview, I think, with the newspaper, and that was it. That's how we knew that Summer called Pam grandma. That's how we knew that. Don and Pam had lived around each other all the time. 120 said, Daisy has even done mods very wrong. They have to only mod for her like she is actually paying someone. I don't know anything about her channel or her mods. I don't pay much attention to her, period. I think she's out for money. I think she's in cahoots with Dawn and Candace both to make money. But don't use Summer's name. That upsets me a lot when I see people doing videos and lives and they don't even mention Summer's name, but they sure want to put it in the title because that's where the views come in. When are these, and this is my opinion, drug addicts and drunks and when are they going to stop? They're not. Unfortunately, and I don't want this to come out the wrong way, but if we don't find Summer, even 5 years from now, if these people can still make money off of her name, in 5 years, they'll still be doing it. They will still be doing it. Liplock said, yes, I've danced with 2 presidents. That requires clearance with Secret Service. Girl, I want to be like you when I grow up. I seen where you pulled up the court records to prove Candace was charged with pulling a gun. 2 charges. Yeah, exactly. It was in the court. It was there. It was there. And see, they don't like that. They do not like people showing what Candace really is. I mean, seriously, I don't think that there's anything that Candace has to say about Summer that I want to listen to. She didn't say it in the beginning. She's doing it now because she's wanting to start her own channel, and it's all about money. It's all about money. Don's PI went after Jackie's wife first and cleared Jackie. I don't. Don, in the beginning, um, oh, thank you, Liplock. We love you too. I adore you. You know that. I don't hide that fact. I think you're fantabulous, as I tell my granddaughter. That's fantastic and fabulous rolled into one. You're fantabulous. But why would you have anyone on your panel, Daisy, that you haven't checked into, Daisy, and that anybody who says anything about Can, you want to come back and try to make it seem like there's something wrong with them people. But I think you need to back up, Daisy, at the cow patty field. Quit eating them mushrooms, allegedly, under them cow patties. And see that this, even though you might have subs and members or whatever, and get your little cash apps, however you do it, you're looking really foolish. And you're going to look real foolish in the end. 120. I did not want to call you out, my 120. She sure did it and attacked me publicly. Lied, claimed I was laughing at the body shaming. I would never do that. You know, it's sad. I just woke up to Smiley's World cussing this morning. And I thought, my gosh, what's she going on about? I still don't know. I have not a clue. I don't know what was going on with that. Yeah, that's the thing, beautiful sunflower. People don't sit back and look at the big picture. They get all caught up in the narrative that creators are putting out. And it could be not the truth and the wrong thing, but these subs believe everything that these people say. And why would you do that? The phone call that Candace did to Mary, her and Don, that should have showed people exactly how they work. Why would you stand behind somebody like that? And that was after their daughter went missing. That was after Summer went missing. It was a game. It was a game. In my opinion, I believe wholeheartedly that they have guilty knowledge of what's going on. Cornbread said Don and Candace will be fighting with Daisy just like BK ended up doing. Well, this is the thing. Benny, and this is just my opinion, okay? Benny just got to the point where he didn't need them up there anymore. He didn't even want Don up there anymore. I mean, Benny's seen a lot of things. 120, like I told you from the get-go, it was never about Summer. It was all about clicks, views, and cash. If it was about Summer, she would know Summer's case. Exactly, 120. Exactly. Would you rather them on Daisy's channel or BK? Well, let me tell you, Cornbread, I don't care whose channel they're on, to be honest with you. That's right, Liplock. That's what makes me mad. She said, Don and Candace need to shut up unless they are pleading for summer, in my opinion. That's my opinion, too. I've said that many, many times. When in, from the get go, following Summer's case and transcribing everything that they were saying, I had to go back and, okay, I need to listen to this, make sure I get my wording right. I've heard Don Wells's voice in my head for far too long. And when he got out of jail, I didn't need to hear anything he said because I knew it was all bullshit. Everything that's come out of that guy's mouth is bullshit. Dina Lynn, I don't really watch her either. I did enjoy, it didn't tell us anything really, but I did kind of enjoy Dawn and Jody finally talking with not talking, they were basically screaming at each other. But Jody C let a couple things slip, like she accused Dawn of allegedly taking the kids to Knoxville and leaving them in the car while he did his deed or whatever. But see, we can't say, we don't know if that's true. That's just her saying that. We don't have any facts that that is true. And let me tell you why I appreciate Liplock so much too. Because she's not going to say that Candace is guilty of something that she doesn't have the receipts showing. And that's what I appreciate about her so much. Because she will say, I don't have the proof of this, but this is hearsay and what's been said. That makes for a great channel who can do that. Definitely. Was it a scripted fight or real? I don't know. That's a great question, Cornbread. But they just fought. Neither one of them said anything that told us anything. Lipluck said, Daisy actually modded me the first time I came into her chat, then unmodded me the next day because of my affiliation with the marathon. Why mod you? Okay, this is a great example, and I know exactly what you're talking about, Liplock. The first time that I got into somebody's chat that had to do with the Summer Wells case, I'd been writing about it the whole time. This creator decided they were going to have a Q&A, like a contest. So I thought, okay, well, I think I know a little bit about it. First time in somebody's chat, and I won. I won the contest. I got a t-shirt that says I won the contest. So this creator, because I knew what I knew about the Summer Wells case, made me a mod, right? I think the first time I was ever up on a panel was this person's panel. And I tried really hard to be supportive and, show my support, and would talk to this person and try to give them ideas on content and things like that, because I hadn't started my channel at the time. But over time, I started realizing that it wasn't about Summer anymore. It was about the clicks and the views and the money is what it was about. I cut ties with that person, and there were words spoken, and I've never watched her channel again. I went on there a couple times, but, not on her channel, but I got into her chat, and believe me, when you know people personally on YouTube and you talk to them on the phone and stuff, and you kind of learn personal things about them, any type of falling out you have, they don't want you anywhere around because you know too much. Okay. Um, but I know a lot of things about this creator and another creator, but I don't talk about them. You know, I just don't talk about them. Jody blames Jackie. She had to move her cameras. Oh, Jody Sue and her cameras look like a method out tweaker the way she described. Jody makes everybody look out to. She's like Dawn. Let me tell. This is what's funny. Liplock says it was because your granddaughter was dating for. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? Oh my gosh. Well, Liplock, don't let your granddaughter date that guy. It's so funny. I mean, people just crack me up. Some of the stuff they said, it is just ridiculous. That's so funny that she thinks that's your granddaughter, Liplock. They don't realize that people are laughing at them behind the scenes. Hilarious. But you get to know these people on a personal level, and they'll call you and talk for hours. And I dealt with another creator from this creator, and they were arguing and kind of put me in the middle, and I didn't like it. And then another creator was following me and talking to me and started acting really weird. And I had to get off that roller coaster because it wasn't good. But I have learned that I have to be very careful who I let into my circle, because so many people will befriend you. Uh, this is what I've seen in Summer's case. If someone thinks that you have any type of content as far as Summer's concerned, they want to be your friend, right? They want you to tell them everything that you know about Summer's case. I don't much care if I talk to somebody about Summer's case and they go to a different channel and repeat it, or a creator uses it for content, because that's what YouTube creating is, right? Using different content. But I mean, it got bad for me. I had a person ask me for a copy of all my writings. And I was like, oh, hell no. I've worked too hard on this. Why would I just give that to somebody? And their reply was, so when I'm up on panel with you, and no, it ain't Lisa, it's not Lisa J or Rudy. But if I'm up on panel with you, then I can follow what you're talking about. And I was like, oh, fuck no, Hey, Paw Patrol and Lucy Cat. I seen you guys over there with the excitement this morning. Beautiful sunflower. Reason I got Amada was because she felt I sided with PG more than her. We're all grown. Why can't everybody be friends? That's so ridiculous. I can be friends with many people who are friends with people that I may not care for or talk to, but that doesn't mean I can't be friends with people. It's just time for so many of them to grow up. Creators need to quit going after other creators because they feel like they have more content. Don't use that content. Don't use that content. It's just not good. It's really not. You know, when I started, hey Lori, when I started, I wanted to, and Liplock, I want to do this one day with you. I wanted to interview people. I wanted to interview YouTubers and talk about, you know, content and what you think is maybe going too far. Especially Don B. I wanted to interview Don B, but he ruined that interview. Okay, he ruined that interview himself. But I just, you know, I that is something I was always interested in doing because when you speak to YouTubers about how they do their content and things that you know that they've had to go through, it I think it helps everybody. It helps everybody understand some of the way things work. Liplock said, you can mail me some of your calmness, please. I admire it and wish I had more of your demeanor." Girl, get out of here. I wish I was more like you. There's times that I don't stay too calm, but I let people know that you know my calmness isn't rubbing off very good today. Well, I think it's just what I've went through in my life, right? And you know, one thing I always said, what made me feel so close to summer is because when things started happening to me, I was 5. I was 5 years old, and you know, I've said it before. When I when my little brain at 5 acknowledged that what was happening to me was wrong, um, I tried to not go with if if I'm realizing this at 5 that what he's doing to me is wrong. What happened before my brain acknowledged that, right? And it's still hard for me even today at my age. There's things that trigger me. Um, but I thought of summer. Hey Eve. Hey Aurora. Um, that connected me with summer right away. Um, Don saying some of the things that he has said about summer. I know we can't say that he's guilty of what we think he's done to summer because we don't really have the proof. But Don opening his mouth and saying some of the stuff he said has put it in my mind that he's guilty. He's guilty in my mind of it. Whitlock, I was 5 when my mom met my abuser. Abuse began at 6. You know, hey, let me ask you a question. I'm going to drop a link if you want to come up here, Whitlock. You don't have to if you're doing something. And maybe if you can't come up today, we can maybe get together and have a discussion. But I I described the first emotion that I realized I had at a young age was shame, right? That was like the first emotion I think that I realized, okay, you go smoke, was shame, right? Eve, how you doing today? Yeah, I see him as a predator too. I'm gonna turn my camera off there for a minute. It's just very for you guys who just come in. I got a little upset about the way that Daisy was talking about lip lock, right? It's just ridiculous. She needs to quit getting by with talking about people like that she doesn't know. I know that we go around YouTube and we'll say stuff like, "Oh, she's cray cray," or whatever. But she doesn't know Liplock at all. She doesn't know her, and everything that comes out from Liplock's channel is she's on it. She doesn't get on her channel to play games with people. She never has. She speaks the truth. Liplock, you mean utter shame? Lucy Cat. I missed that Liplock. I'll have to see what she said later. Yeah, it was ridiculous. Just ridiculous. But that's one person I will defend. I may not defend some of the other ones, even if I like them, but that girl 77, she needs to be kicked out of true crime community because she's not a true crime creator. Hey, Selena. Well, that's the thing about the true crime community. Just kind of took a different twist to me, I think, when Summer's case came up. Because there were people who had been pretty successful doing true crime channels, right? They had been pretty successful doing that. But once Summer's case became the what everybody was talking about, some of these creators who came into the true crime community, I was like, wow, are you kidding? How can they be talking about a little missing girl? Right? I've seen people on creators' channels that I'm like, how can that person be up there talking about a 5-year-old missing child when if somebody would pull up their track record, they shouldn't be up there talking about any child. And I find that really disturbing. Roy said, Cal Patty is definitely more of a drama channel, even when she attempts to talk about cases. She's all about Candace. Okay? Candace and Kathy, I always wondered why Candace and Kathy had a falling out, right? What was the big reason they had a falling out? Was it because, Kathy kind of took care of Candace, made Kathy believe that she was going to leave Dawn, right? Dawn gets out of jail, Candace goes back to Dawn. But I would have thought if Kathy was such a great friend that she would have still been there for Candace, whether she went back to Dawn or not. Lucy Cat, I thought I slept over for a dentist appointment, but it's not till 2. Lots of left. Then I went to the doctor appointment. It's not till tomorrow. Well, Lucy Cat, were you up all night with Smiley? Folks sound like they're dying on that farm channel. I can't watch them. I can't watch them either. Yes, girl, you better put a bra on. I'm joking, look like I don't care if you wear a bra or not, girl. Dawn probably doesn't like Kathy 777 because Kathy did for Candace, right? Kathy did for Candace. Kathy didn't do anything for Dawn. But I also think, and this is just my opinion, that there are certain YouTubers who can put themselves into um, that friend environment. You know what I mean? I really think it was YouTubers who, one, I'm pretty sure that, because if you got a friend, right, and you're doing everything you can for that friend, and then that friend kind of goes in a little different direction, people are going to start talking in their ear. You know what I'm saying? And I think that a lot of what transpired between Kathy and Candace had YouTube intervention in there. Because there was creators getting friendly with Kathy who wanted to know what she knew. Hence the pictures. Hello, lady.
Hi, honey. I'm sorry if that was feeding back through your. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can
Okay.
you hear me?
How are you? Yes, I can. I just
Good,
wanted to make sure
good.
we didn't have feedback, honey. I'm sorry. Did we get feedback?
No, I think we're okay.
Okay.
I
Thanks
just,
for inviting me up.
you're very welcome. I'll have you any day. You come up here anytime you want. I just adore
And
you.
thank you for defending.
Well, I
Well,
don't
like
defend
I
too
put in
many
your chat.
people. I don't defend too many people because I don't get into that rigmarole, but that made me mad. That really made me mad. You know, you have put 100% into Summer. You everything that you do on your channel has been for Summer Wells. Uh, the content that you put out, talking about. I remember when you did I think it was a live on bullying, and I mean,
Yeah.
just the information that you were putting out there was just spot on. And so I always knew that you knew what you were talking about because your background, you have a back. What exactly is your background? Because I know you were a reporter at one time, right?
Yeah, I was a news director for a small television station.
So I knew when you were saying something or putting something out that, you wasn't bull crapping. So I knew that, and you always said from the beginning, this is about Summer and Summer only.
Yeah.
And you've kept to your word. I mean, that's what I love is because you've really kept to your word on that.
Well, sweetheart, that's one reason that it hurt my feelings so badly. Um, I don't watch Miss Daisy and ordinarily, and it was kind of odd for some reason. I can't even remember now why, but it's like, it came up in my recommended, I think.
Yeah, probably popped up on your algorithm.
I, I clicked. Like Jody Sue Brown says, don't touch the button. Okay.
Yeah.
And it was almost as if the energy of the universe or God or whatever we might want to was like click. And I did, and I clicked into Miss Daisy's live right when she was calling me crazy.
Wow. Because see, I think now,
Universal, it was serendipitous. So I did the rewind thing, I backspaced a little bit to
right.
try to understand why she would say I'm crazy. And all she said was, all I could catch her saying is, I don't watch her, she's crazy. So I kept trying to put two and two together. And I realized that it was because I had been made aware that Candace Bly had said, I think the night before on Miss Daisy's, that she, and they laughed it off, that she had never pointed a gun. And Miss Daisy uh, believed her without
Right.
any, okay. And so I wanted to help Miss Daisy the best way I could by using my channel to also educate the public, because she had remain calm. Miss Daisy had more than 5,000 views on that video where Candace said that that wasn't true.
Right.
So my goal in producing the video where I pull up Candace's court record in Wisconsin,
Right.
where albeit both charges, count 2 and count 3, against her for intentionally pointing a firearm at a person, that's the actual charge, okay.
Right.
There were 2 counts and both had been dismissed on the recommendation of the prosecutor. And she had pled guilty to disorderly conduct. Now, I don't know, but I can only surmise based on my professional background that means Candace made a plea deal.
Right. Right.
Now, I don't know that. That's just my speculation, okay, that part of it. But I wanted to show her actual court record so that Miss Daisy, her viewers, my viewers, anybody's viewers who might tune into my channel would see Candace Bly is a liar.
Well, that's what gets me too, because I have anytime that, and people clip Daisy's channel. I don't watch it, but if I see a clip, I know it's interesting. And I've seen so many times where they have told her things about Dawn and Candace that are fact, and she'll say, "Well, I didn't know that."
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait a minute, you're going to sit and tell me that you're defending suspects who, in their missing child's case, and you're defending them on blind faith? You have not checked into anything that they're even saying, but you want to make everybody else look bad about telling the truth. I don't get it.
Well, I speculate a lot, and most of it is around grifting, scamming, cash apps, wanting to, now, someone who wants to feel important by,
Right.
okay. And I don't have any personal issue with Miss Daisy at all. I truly don't. My issue is Summer Moon Utah Wells, who as of today, here in a few hours, my time, this is why I wish I had some of your calm. Would you mail it to me, please?
I will. I'll send it to you.
Today is May the 15th, marking 23 months that Summer Moon Utah Wells has been missing. Summer is what is important. Now, I don't take issue, and thank you, Remain Calm, for giving me a platform this morning.
Oh, anytime.
I don't take particular issue with Daisy having the 2 main suspects in Summer's disappearance on her channel in order to, in my opinion, get clicks and views and make money. That's her choice. It's her channel. What I care about is the spreading of misinformation and or lies in connection with Summer's case.
One thing that I have always said, right?
Yes, ma'am.
We have these grown adult people who are lying around a child missing to cover up their own nefarious stuff.
Yeah. Well, and I've heard you say that you've been watching me a long, long time, and so I don't know if, since you're not a chatter much, that way, way, way back when I first started, and all I had was a little 3G phone, and I was in portrait position most of the time. I didn't know any better. I didn't know. I was flying by the seat of my pants. I didn't know what I was doing. I still don't really, but I know how to talk about things, and I know how to gather information and disseminate it to the public. Okay. So, and I know how and when to differentiate between the facts and speculation or hypothesis, which is very, very important across the board, but particularly to me on Summer's behalf.
Right.
Okay, so way back then, sweetheart, you may have seen, I did a short video where I was talking about what did Candace mean when she had said she went on a run. Up here in my neck of the woods, which is north central Arkansas, that can be and is often used as a colloquialism for, I'm going to run up to the store.
Right.
I'll be right back, honey. I'm fixing to run up to Dollar General. Now, my husband, Bob, knows I'm not going to get on my jogging shoes and run up to.
Exactly.
Right? It means
Right.
I'm going to go there. So I called her out in the beginning of my channel a number of times, because I believe, and I want to make it clear, this is just my hypothesis, that when Candace went on a run, she left Summer at home.
I think so. I think you're right. Absolutely.
And I think whatever she went on a run for was something she should not have been going on a run for. Okay? I want to be real careful because I don't want to get your channel in trouble.
You can say whatever.
But I think there was something clandestine or nefarious going on when Candace made a run.
Oh. Now,
And I can't get that out of my mama's head and my grandma's head and my great grandma head.
well, that's what always tickled me watching your channel too, because, things you would say like your mom would say, I'm like that too. There's times when I'll say something like we would say when I was younger and stuff. And sometimes when you're from like Arkansas or, deep south places and stuff like that, there's thousands of different sayings.
Yeah.
So that's why I always thought it was important. Like when you would say those things, I knew what you meant, but you always did try to let everybody else know this is what I mean by saying that. And that's what tickled me about the Jody Sue crap, because I'm like, that is not what she said at all. That was crazy.
You know what, baby? It took me a little while to figure out that I might need to explain what certain colloquialisms mean.
Right.
When you realize that you have viewers in Australia, in Great Britain, in the Netherlands, in New Zealand, and, all around the world, and they will be like, what does that mean? Like, for example, you brought up Jody Sue.
Yeah,
well, I told Ronnie Lawson, up your with a wire brush.
Right.
Now, Jody Sue has convoluted and built that into that I have a fascination with putting objects in a certain orifice on a human being. When indeed what I grew up my mother would not cuss. Now, she wasn't like a really religious lady or anything, but she did believe in the Lord. And,
Right.
she didn't go to church because she's usually working on Sunday because my daddy died and she's raising 4 kids by herself.
Right.
Okay. But we did get sent to church and all that sort of thing. But mother did not allow. The worst she would say is that one saying you've heard me say to poo-poo fire and save the matches.
Right.
Okay. But I say it on my channel the way Mama actually said it.
Right.
Her cussing would always be incorporated into a saying like that.
Yep.
So nowadays, not particularly mine and your generation, well, yeah, mine and your generation, would tend more to say, F you.
Right. Right.
When my mother got to the place, and it was hard to get her to the place, but if you got my mama to a place that she would have said F you, she said, up your with
Right.
a wire brush.
Right. Right.
That's all that means is F you. That's all it means. It's exactly the same thing. Jody Sue has turned it into.
That was so funny because let me tell you what I did. It was right around, I think right after New Year's or something. And I had went to her channel. She was live. And I
How
forgot.
unusual.
I forgot. Yeah. But I forgot that I subbed to her channel because you got to be like subbed to it for a month before you can even comment. So I got up there and I said, Jody Sue, why don't you, something about it's the new year. Why don't you just apologize to Liplocked and move on or something? Oh my gosh. They started telling me I was brainless and all this. It was hilarious.
Wow.
She
I
said,
didn't know.
yeah.
I didn't know anything about that.
She said, remain calm. I know what you're trying to do. I thought,
You're a bad girl.
I had fun.
You misbehaved.
But yeah, I mean, people just take that. One thing I've always said, if I say something and you don't understand what I'm saying, ask me.
Yeah.
Don't ask 50 other people who may be guessing at what I'm saying. Just ask me. And I'll
go to the source.
Exactly.
And that is something that I learned and practiced in a highly ethical manner.
Right.
As a news director and an investigative television news journalist. Clarification is extremely important. And the only place you can get true clarification is from the original source.
Exactly.
So I'm like you with that, sweetheart. Even like if I say something, which I often do, that offends someone, it is not my intention to offend.
Right.
So I'm sorry that I offended you, but I am not sorry I said what I said.
Exactly. Well, and I think like with you and I following Summer's case from the very beginning, like we have, it's very hard for us to listen to the nonsense, right?
Yes.
It is very hard for me following as I have and only looking at facts. I try to tell, my people in my chat or whoever watches that you have to realize when something is hearsay. Yes. And when it's hearsay, it doesn't have a lot of meaning to me.
Yeah.
Being hearsay.
Yeah, for me, the weight of hearsay when it comes to, balancing things is the character of the person who's repeating it. and they're have are they a person who tends to gossip and just goes around and say, well, so and so said so and so, and so said so and so,
Right.
or are they the type that will come and say, according to this source, allegedly this person said this,
Right.
or reportedly. You see, you have to give it the caveat
Right. Right.
that you don't know that for a fact and somebody just said it. It's like, and I know you know this, remain calm, the difference in circumstantial evidence. Okay. That's, it could have happened this way evidence, and actually hardcore evidence.
Right.
Uh, like the gun that actually did it and has the fingerprints on it.
Right.
The hardcore evidence is you've got the gun with the fingerprints on it. I'm just throwing out the first hypothetical off my head. You have the gun with the person's fingerprints from which you have extracted their DNA. So you have some hardcore evidence that at least that person had that gun in their hand. And because they had evidence of gunpowder, I'm just using okay, you know what I'm getting at. Okay, they test positive for gunpowder. Got some hardcore evidence. The circumstantial evidence is, could they have been where the crime happened and have been the one that pulled the trigger in that crime? Then you have witnesses who may have seen it. Then you have witnesses who tell somebody something about it.
Right.
I know you know all this.
Yeah. No, but it's very interesting.
Well, maybe these things get so complicated. That's one of the things I love so much about you and your channel is that you get all of this and you understand how layered and complicated it is, not just Summer's case, but the legal system. What is required for Dan Armstrong or the grand jury to even bring forth a true bill, if it's grand jury, or for Dan Armstrong, who I do not like. He's the assistant attorney general there, okay? And if it were to be, if there is anything criminal, I'm taking over your platform, I'm sorry.
No, I love you. Talk.
Okay. If any criminal activity took place involved in Summer's disappearance, Assistant Attorney General Dan Armstrong has got to be provided with the proper affidavits from law enforcement who have worked together their evidence to the point that they can convince Dan Armstrong, that law enforcement can convince Dan Armstrong that he can bring forth a strong enough case to file charges.
See, that's
Dan
why.
Armstrong is not going to do that if he can't build a strong enough case.
Well, and that's what I try to tell people, and I try not to sound redundant about it, and I really try hard not to talk about the boys, but I'm always telling people these boys went from a home that, from what we can gather, was not so great. They had to go to strangers' homes. They have to learn how to trust strangers to feel comfortable enough to talk with them and CPS and counselors. So people who thought that 2 weeks after the boys got taken that we should have known everything that happened to them or what they went through, I'm like, that's not going to happen. We're talking real life.
I couldn't agree with you.
3 little boys who are having to learn stuff. And I said this too, especially for the oldest one, right? They, if what we gather was going on in that home before they were taken, and they get into these, new places with foster parents, a child will be embarrassed if they might say something or do something that they did at home, which is not a good thing. So then you have the foster parents who have to explain to them that maybe what they've been doing for a long time is not a good thing, which will embarrass a child. So then they have to work through all of that also. And this is just my opinion. It may be even a couple more years before anything could even happen as far as what the boys say.
And when we take into consideration as well, remain calm, that these boys weren't removed and put into foster care under what we might refer to as, and I don't like to put it this way, but normal circumstances.
Right.
Their sister, they just went through that trauma. These, and I'm like you, I'm reluctant to speak of the boys, and I do not use their names out of respect for them. But these are the three older brothers of a missing 5-year-old girl. So, boom, right there. This is, oh, how would Leslie Earhart have put it? Out of the norm.
Right. And also I think people need to realize too that these boys were at home with Don and Candace, who we seen how they acted. Okay.
Yes.
We see how they talk and holler and yell drunk and the DD stuff going on. And I just think people should realize that Don, of course, gave every excuse for the boys being taken, but we know why the boys were taken. It had to do with the substance abuse and the drinking and all that other stuff. But when I watched that clip of the way Don Wells was supposedly talking to that little grandson,
Oh my word.
I thought, number one, that should show people right there how he talked to his own kids.
Yes, ma'am.
And number two, from the beginning, he would say things like the boys would leave her outside by herself, and I'd say, "Boys, go get your sister." And I'm like, you're the adult. Why aren't you why are you not going out there and getting their sister? I just have a feeling that the day that Candace, and this is my opinion too, I agree with you wholeheartedly that Candace went for a run somewhere. But I have a feeling that when she asked the boys to watch their sister was when she went for her run.
I agree.
I believe that wholeheartedly.
That's what I believe.
I believe
And
something.
although we do not, there are so many of these matters where the boys are concerned and other things where not only do we not have receipts, we shouldn't have. They're in, okay, but common sense as living, breathing human beings with life experiences should make it clear to anyone with the ability to reason that Donald Wells did not ask CPS to come and take his boys because it's so dangerous up here for them because of the YouTubers. I'm sorry, bull.
This is my
bull. And
in my heart, I say.
Here's why. But so because of that, I have been I didn't yesterday because it was Mother's Day and I wanted to, have a bit of a holiday. But for a couple of days, 3 days, I've been here and there researching Tennessee Department of Human Services, Child Protective Services, and And can a parent ask them to come take their child? I've been trying to substantiate from Tennessee.gov itself.
Right.
Could Don have actually done that? So that if he could have legally, and they legally would have, I'll shut up about it.
Well, if you were,
But I can't find anywhere, Remain Calm, in all of the Tennessee.gov, Child Protective, or anything where there's anything at all that says, if you'll pardon me simplifying it, hi, I'm Don Wells. My daughter was abducted on June the 15th, and it's a few weeks later, and I think it's really dangerous up here for my 3 boys. Would you send somebody out here from CPS to pick them up and put them in foster care, please? Oh, you will? Thank you. Goodbye. What the F? Really?
Right.
Really?
Well,
Come
because he said all that, but then he got caught up saying, well, I started drinking and doing bad things after that happened to Summer.
Oh, no, he didn't.
And I'm like, Don, you are so full of crap.
His criminal record alone substantiates that he's been doing dope and drinking almost all of before his adult life.
You know what got me too was when Lawson made the comment that, well, I don't think his criminal background has anything to do with this.
Past behavior is indicative of future performance.
Exactly.
Ronnie Lawson, where did you get your damn training as a law enforcement officer? Here's the thing, Ronnie Lawson is not a law enforcement officer. He's a politician. There's a difference.
I don't think he's ever been questioned. Ronnie Lawson doesn't let anybody come near him.
Oh my gosh, baby, don't get me started on Ronnie Lawson on your channel now.
Believe me, I know how you feel about Ronnie Lawson.
Lawson was all wrapped up covering his boy's hind end the day Summer Wells went missing.
Exactly.
His registered S offender son.
Exactly.
That he took out of state for his DNA testing.
Yep.
And that is documented. So, up here with a wire brush, Ronnie Lawson.
I gotta go. Hey, listen.
What,
I gotta go pee. But while I go to the bathroom, would you kind of explain to them the Brandon Lawson, and if you can, why it took so long for them to actually sentence him?
Well, I don't know if I can do much about the sentencing, but I can kind of explain. Honey, it's been, on YouTube, there's a lot of water over the dam between when I reported on him and now. So anything I say, I'm going to be pulling off the top of my head.
Well, just pull it off the top of your head. I gotta go potty.
Okay, go potty. Hi, everyone. I'm Liplocked Nomore, and I have now completely commandeered the channel of Remain Calm. Please do not be misled by the channel holder's name or username and misapply it to me, because Remain Calm is not me. Okay, Brandon Lewis Lawson is the son of Sheriff Ronnie Lawson of Hawkins County, Tennessee, the county from which reportedly Summer Moon Utah Wells disappeared on June the 15th of 2021. Let me grab my phone. You can see I'm wearing purple today. Wouldn't surprise me if there weren't a bunch more of you wearing purple. We don't have any actual proof that I know of that purple was Summer Wells' favorite color. However, it has been purported to have been her favorite color, and purple is the color representative of missing children. And Summer Moon Utah Wells is definitely one of those. So purple for her is completely appropriate. You went and peed so fast, I didn't get to pull up on anything on Brandon Lawson.
No, go ahead. I tried to hurry because I always feel bad if I leave somebody on my panel and I got to go to the bathroom.
Brandon Lewis Lawson, Hawkins County, Tennessee. Okay. I don't know if anybody will be able to see it because I'm just holding my phone up. This is. No, it's not going to show up.
Yeah, I
You
seen
can
him
Google
there.
him. It's not going to show up, and it's got an ad over it now. This is from the Rogersville Review. And I'm not going to show or read the entire article because I do not want Remain Calm to get a copyright claim.
Well, we do have fair use.
Okay. The Rogersville Review is a local newspaper. And this is a staff report from October 18th of 2022. And the headline is Rogersville man gets 20 years for 4 counts of attempted aggravated sexual battery. Now, I want to point out as well, when the prosecutor puts the word aggravated in front of your charge, that means something very specific.
Right.
And in Tennessee, it means 4 things. I can't off the top of my head, and I'm scared to try to pull it up, anything up. But in Tennessee, there are 4 things that either singularly or any combination of the 4 makes it aggravated. Okay? One of them is being a person in a position of authority, which Brandon, Ronnie Lawson's son, was. He was a youth leader in a church. One of them is the use of coercion or force. According to the witnesses, coercion and force was used. In other words, Brandon Lewis Lawson, the son of Sheriff Ronnie Lawson of Hawkins County, Tennessee, the lead law enforcement agency in charge of the case of Summer Moon Utah Wells, has a son who, after an Alford plea to 4 counts of attempted aggravated sexual battery, in other words, he raped in one form or another minors.
Right.
He was sentenced to 20 years, of which 1 year must be served in prison. According to the Rogersville Review, not me. Following the 1 year of incarceration, Brandon Lewis Lawson, 43 years old. Now, just as a quick aside, because that's what I do, you want to tell me a 43-year-old man, that's the first time he ever molested little girls? Really? Look up the statistics on the Department of Justice website.
See, that's what I couldn't understand because he didn't even serve that whole year. He got out early, right?
I have his, well, I don't know. I haven't done the Vine Link thing lately on him. And I'm not signed up to get alerts. I just go to Vine Link, and check.
Right.
And I haven't done that. He kind of got off my radar, sweetheart, because I'm so focused on Summer that I'll kind of go off on a little avenue once in a while if it's got something to do with down yonder or over yonder, I should say. But,
I thought somewhere along the line, someone had talked to his lawyer or something, and the lawyer was saying that the children that it happened to at the time didn't want to have to go through all of it again because they were older, right?
Yes. Yes.
And
I mean, I can't even imagine what it would be like to be the victim of sexual assault of the son of the sheriff where you live, especially if the sheriff is Ronnie Lawson.
and the thing about that is we would have known nothing about this if it hadn't been for people looking into Lawson because of Summer.
Exactly.
That would have been something that anybody would have looked at was. It
Yeah.
wouldn't have been talked about.
It would have all been swept under the rug. I was looking here, honey, because I've got a lot of shots of no, that's somebody else's criminal record. I'm trying to find Brandon Lewis Lawson.
But I think a lot of people think, and I just want your opinion on this. A lot of people think that Brandon Lawson didn't get the time that he deserved because of who his father was, and his father being associated with the judge, etc., in that area.
Yeah. That's, if I were, I mean, just trying to put myself in their shoes, and because I am a survivor of child sexual abuse, as well as of rape when I was 21, a man followed me home from a gig that I did, broke into my apartment and held me hostage overnight and raped me all night long. So I can talk about these issues on a number of levels. And my thought, when I tried to put myself perhaps in the shoes of Brandon Lawson's victims, the fear of taking the witness stand and facing, and that's what I meant a while ago by the son of the sheriff of where you live,
right?
Where you go to church, where you shop at the grocery store, where you go to Walmart and the Dollar General. And you know, he took an Alford plea, which gets really complicated too. But
I think that a lot of people, I think, question if maybe he snitched on maybe certain people. And this is what I was asking you. I just kind of want you to understand what I was asking you.
I'm sorry.
These charges, right? That from the time that the charges were filed until the actual sentencing was quite a long time, right?
No, actually, honey, the way I remember it, it's like the opposite. If you're talking about charges filed and resolution, it was like, oh gosh, and I don't want to misstate anything, see, because you and I both are really picky about not.
Well, I think
because he was like charged, walked in through the back door of the courthouse,
right,
had a judge from a different jurisdiction, did the Alford plea, so there's no jury, none of that. Special prosecutor, not Dan Armstrong. Pretty much, and this is my characterization, just the way it looks, but under the cloak of darkness, within just a few hours, Brandon Lawson is brought into the courthouse, got his little special judge, got his little special plea, got his little special prosecutor, signs his little special paper. Then he gets taken to the Okay. At the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office, and then he's taken to the Granger County Sheriff's,
Right.
where he is put in detention. And then he is in the department. I'm looking at, I know you guys can't see him, but I'm actually looking at the chain of him going from this jail
In
to this jail to
custody,
this
right.
jail. Okay. Then he's in custody with his supervision status on his probation is pending.
Wow.
Yeah. So, yeah, within just a few hours, Sheriff Ronnie Lawson's boy gets, gets rushed through the judicial system right there in Hawkins County, goes over to Granger County, spends a little time in jail there, goes over to the prison, spends a day or two or however long there, and I don't know where he is now.
See, that's what gets me too, because if I can remember, it was said that it was pretty much they tried to keep it on the back burner.
Oh yeah,
because of Lawson being reelected.
Well, yeah, babe, it was right. I mean, it was all Summer disappearing, Brandon Lawson, and everything that was the accusations against him, the pending accusations at that time. Re-election for sheriff, although he has no opponent.
I can see that.
That's all convalescing at the same time for Ronnie Lawson.
Right, exactly.
And that is why I have this hardcore iron fist and a kid glove attitude, that one of the many reasons, in my opinion, that Summers' case has been mishandled from the get-go. I mean, 110 Ben Hill Road was never, ever taped off as a crime scene.
No, it wasn't.
Her parents are standing there telling the cops our daughter was abducted.
Right.
Now, even though we don't believe that, or at least I don't.
Let me ask you this. What do you think was told to TBI that changed that missing child alert into an Amber Alert?
I wish I knew. Remain calm.
I've asked that from the beginning. I've always asked that question because I don't know. In my mind, it's like if I could get the true answer to that, somehow it would be like a little piece.
You'll flip a switch.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm in the same, you and I are rowing in the same direction in the same boat on that, because more than once on my channel, I have said or asked, because my motto over there is mostly questions seeking answers.
Right.
I have a lot more questions than I have answers.
Me too.
Okay, and one of my top 5 questions is, Leslie Earhart, Public Information Officer of the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, what was the new information that made you change it from a missing and endangered child to an active Amber Alert? What was it? And they won't tell us. They won't tell us. And honey, anything.
It's funny because it's like the questions that I have are the questions that they just won't answer. And it drives me crazy.
Me too.
It really does. And I tried so hard, I tried really hard to, even though I'm a newer channel, I mean, I'm not a big channel or whatever. I just have been around for a long time. But I try to really have a lot of respect for the smaller channels that are starting from the beginning.
Me too.
But this is where I get frustrated, is because I'll do a live and talk about different things, and then somebody had come into my comments and basically tell me the same thing that I just said in my life. And I'm like, I just said that. So it's not that I don't appreciate you
Yeah.
wanting to give me that information,
Yeah.
but obviously you didn't listen to what I said.
You know, honey, it took me a long time to get the hang of the comment section under your videos.
Right,
And not that you're asking for any advice, but I'm an old granny ma, so I tend to throw it out there. Sometimes if I don't know how, everybody that comments gets a heart.
right,
Even if they are
right,
ripping me a new, you know what,
right, right,
because they took the time to leave a comment, they're going to get a heart.
right, right,
Now, they may not get a thumbs up from me, but they will get a heart. Now, so if I can't understand exactly what it is, because some people will comment like they're in a live chat. It
right,
took me a while
right,
to catch on to that. So then, because I'll sometimes have this knee jerk reaction, I'll be like, oh, yeah, that's what I just said.
right,
Okay.
right,
And I would respond that way. And then I really got to getting into the trying to understand my viewer's point of view.
right, right. But did you notice
And
when
go
you
ahead.
first started, uh, did you have like people who it was like they were trying to I don't, how should I put this? It it was like they, I guess where it was hard for me, I had been around a long time. I had watched so many different creators. I kind of knew, how things work. But then you get somebody in your comments who they don't want to have a discussion about something. They want to argue with you that you're wrong, which is fine. But it's like when you're a newer channel, also you have some of those people who have kind of made their rounds on YouTube anyway,
Sure.
on different panels, and it's like they want to kind of come in there and take over your channel. Should I put it like, maybe not put it like that, but it's like they want
I
to,
look at it more as they want to be a disruptive force,
right,
or they want to be an evocative force, like they want to get a reaction out of you.
right, right,
Here's what I have found works for me, and I probably shouldn't say it because then the trolls and those people will know. Okay. I either just say, I give them a reply. Thank you for your comment.
I caught myself putting okay a lot or cool. I put cool a lot.
Yeah. Or, and this is the most disarming one because they don't, those kind of people, because they are, honey, they are those kind of people. What
Right,
you just described, that's what they do. That is what they do. Okay. So the only way that I have found to disarm them and they will skitter over somewhere else to bug somebody else, sadly, is humor.
well, I do that a
By
lot.
humor, I don't mean making fun of them. I mean interacting with them, what they're saying.
Well, it
And
was really funny
handle it
because
just, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I don't go live. I usually don't go live at night.
I
I
know
go
you
live the other
don't.
day.
I think you should
And
go live more often.
I will start going live in the evening every once in a while. But what was funny, I went live one night and Lisa J was on my panel,
Yeah,
and
I
she
love
cracks
Lisa
me
J.
up anyway. So anyway, this guy comes up on my panel and he starts telling me about myself, that unalive somebody back in 1983, and he was just going on, and Lisa's up there going, "He's a troll, get him out of here." And I was like, "But he's telling such a wonderful story. I want to hear it. He could be a great sci-fi writer." It was, I was like, what a storyteller
Yeah,
that this
see,
guy was.
all right. Now, see, I don't ever drop in the almost 2 years that I've been active on YouTube with my channel. I have never and will never drop a link in a chat
Right,
because of what I've experienced from different ones when I first started. I ain't having one of them come up. I don't want
right,
any porn bombing or that, and the disrailing of what I'm trying to accomplish that day.
right, right.
But in the almost 2 years, I've only had 3 guests on my channel, and one of them was impromptu. It was another channel holder I trust, and she was in my chat, and
Right,
she could explain that day better what I was trying to explain about something.
right, right.
Okay, so I rarely, and I'm rarely on panels. So that's why I'm over talking you all the time, except
No, you're fine.
other than the fact that I'm a blabbermouth. And I've talked so much at this point that I almost forgot what I was going to say. Oh,
Uh,
the humor thing. It's just so disarming if you can, like you did with the, oh, but he's telling such a great story.
right,
I was envisioning myself in your position there and what I might have done. And I think I would have been doing one of those. And then what did I do?
yeah, yeah. It was exciting. I
What?
was like,
I
tell
did?
me about it.
And then what next?
Right.
Oh my God. Oh, I remember now. I totally forgot I did that.
I do that. I do that with scammers who call me on the phone, and they're like, "Your Social Security card was used to buy drugs and rent cars, and
Oh my
there's
word.
blood in the car, and it's sitting at the border." And I'm like, "Those idiots! I told them don't be killing nobody in the car." And
I
he's
told
like,
them to leave the dope in the mailbox, not
"Yeah."
under it.
And he was like, "Mom, you're not taking this very seriously." And I'm like, "Are you really?"
Baby,
How the-
look, we don't know. Okay, even you and I kind of face to face here, we don't know each other. We don't know each other's backgrounds, where we come from. We only know what we present to the public, and then we have to make the decision, do we trust that?
Right,
Do we
right,
trust that talking head on my screen?
right.
And when I say talking head, think about that too. How many actual talking heads do you see on YouTube?
Not many.
What you see is an avatar. And very
Exactly.
often you see that avatar with a voice changer in the background. Now, I'm not being mean or ugly to those people. There are some channels who I respect for doing that because of the nature of their channel. The clip
Exactly.
channels and people who call out bad behavior on YouTube.
Right,
So they
right,
need to protect themselves. But a person like me, why wouldn't I want you to see my face, my home, my lifestyle, and know about me if I expect you to trust what I tell you about Summer Moon Utah Wells and her disappearance?
exactly. I agree. I agree 100%.
And
And you know,
if there's some reason I don't want you to do a background check on me, why wouldn't I even just encourage you to? I
right,
do. I say, run a background check on me. You'll
you
find
know,
you should find 2 felony arrests.
yeah, you don't hide anything.
I don't hide anything.
I'm like that
So
too. I'm like, number one, my home life isn't that interesting. But if anybody wants to know, I don't care if they run a background check
yeah,
on
I don't
me.
care.
And I'm like, you know what? If somebody wanted to tell me what to do, they could pay my bills. But you know what? They can pay my bills and try to tell me what to do. I probably won't take their advice, but they're more than welcome to pay my bills anyway. That's the way I look at that.
Well,
So
since you like the things my mama used to say, here's one of hers. The day you start paying my bills and you stop putting your feet under my table to eat, you can tell me what to do.
exactly.
So I know
And
but we do have to remember, baby, it is the internet. There's a lot of valid reasons that a lot of people don't trust a lot of people on YouTube, because there's a lot
right,
of people on YouTube who are not trustworthy, and they've been burned, they've been hurt, they've been lied to, they've been used, they've given money to people that scammed them out of
that's
money. They
heartbreaking.
actually needed that money for themselves.
That is heartbreaking to me. And
So
that's what
what I try to do on my channels, and I have two of them, what I try to do is be as transparent as I can be, and um, and to, well, here again, as Mama would say, I will trust you until you give me a reason not to.
not to. Right,
And if you give me a reason not to, I very likely will never trust you again.
right,
If I do trust you again, it will be because you worked so hard to regain my trust.
right.
So I don't blame subs and viewers and members of channels for being skeptical, especially when somebody new comes up.
Right, right,
I want to be vetted. I want you to vet me. And if I lie to you, I want you to call me out on it, because I can
exactly.
guarantee you, if I lied, it wasn't an intentional thing.
Right, right. I'm like that too. I would rather somebody call me out for
Yeah.
maybe misspeaking or something like that,
Yes.
instead of running to 50 other channels and going in the chat and downing somebody or something like that. It's like there's always there's always room for someone to misinterpret things.
Sure.
I just, I'm a real big person on. I go with the underdog. I'm
Me
just
too.
like that. I've always been like that. I've gone into people's chats where somebody would say something, and I knew I knew that they were saying it in a joking way, and people attack them, and I'm the one that goes, "No, they didn't mean it the way that you're taking it."
Yeah.
Because people hurt people. It doesn't matter if you're looking through a computer monitor. Some people can have something said to them that devastates them, that really hurts them.
I've done it.
And
No, I did it.
I think that's why when Daisy did that with you, it upset me because, like you said, we this is the first time that I think we've even seen each other.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But watching you and knowing where your heart's been the whole time, it disgusted me, because I'm like, how dare you think that you can talk about her like that when she's got more love for Summer Wells and her little pinky than you would have probably the rest of her life. And that's just my opinion on that. And
You're
that's
gonna make me cry. No,
no, I don't want to cry either, because it made me cry. I was so
but it
upset.
is the 15th.
Yeah, I could see us both on here just crying our eyes out right now.
We don't want to do that to your subs and viewers.
Oh, believe me, if they see me crying, they'd be all crying too. One thing I can say about my subs and the people who come into my chat, I have so much respect for every single one of them.
Yeah.
And if I'm got my people in chat and somebody comes in and says, "Oh, that person owes me this or that," I'm like, don't do that in my chat.
Yeah.
There's a place for that.
Don't do it in my chat. I've had something recently, not on my Liplocked channel, but where, you know, and it could have been a lot more than it was and has been. But I'm like, not in my chat room.
Well,
Not here.
where I
This is not the place for that.
where I will lose my temper quickly is if I'm having a conversation about Summer Moon Utah Wells and somebody thinks that they're going to come into my chat and start talking stupid stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, don't porn bomb me if I'm talking about a little 5-year-old missing girl, because that just disgusts me.
Oh, baby. Back when, it hasn't happened, at least on my channel, in a long time, but do you remember when everybody that was talking about Summer, those sex bots would come into your live chat?
Yeah.
And your moderators they're just wielding wrenches back and forth, slamming sex bots to get them out of there and block them.
Yep.
When I go to my settings, my community in YouTube Studio, on my blocked list, it's all sex bots. I'd say 90% of the blocked accounts are all those nasty sex bots that were coming in. I don't know if those people gave up or what.
Well,
And
that's
I
why
know it was, but I had the feeling, because I only saw it happening in live chats where Summer was being discussed. And of course, I have no receipts, no proof. I only have, I think somebody was being paid by somebody to do that in order to disrupt.
I think so too. I think that with these newer channels looking into Summer's case, I support smaller channels 100%, but this is the way I look at it. I don't know if you look at it like this. When people talk about that fundraiser that went on, or so and so took money for the billboards or whatever, put that in a totally different category than Summer, because that had nothing to do with Summer.
No, it didn't.
Taking money from people had nothing to do with Summer. And so if that's what you want to talk about, those things that happen, then don't use Summer's name in that.
Yeah.
Because that was grown people doing stupid things, manipulation and things like that. Had nothing to do with Little Summer. And I'll tell you what upset me too. What Daisy did when in that live where she said that about you. Hashtag Summer Wells. And I thought,
it's
how dare
it's all hashtag Summer.
How dare
you know, recently, YouTube, I haven't gone and read it in depth because I'm really good about following terms of service and not violating community guidelines. So just by using common sense, you know. So,
exactly.
But recently, YouTube has put up some new rules and guidelines on these hashtags. Now, I don't know, you know, I don't think YouTube polices itself very well. They pretty much leave it up to, I mean, they even make it clear in their terms of service. They leave it up to us to police ourselves.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Which is one reason I love clip channels.
I love clip channels too.
Yeah.
I am teaching myself how to clip stuff because I love clip channels.
There's something you said earlier that I wanted to go back to, and now I'm going to get off here and give you your channel back because now I have to go pee. And I'm wanting a cigarette. But earlier you said you remarked that you are sometimes redundant.
Right.
Now, let me say this about that. You also in this live have talked a number of times about new channels, which includes new viewers, new subs. Baby, we've got people coming into Summer's case that don't know what we know because they haven't been here since the beginning. You're not being redundant.
Well, thank you.
You are putting out information that in your mind, and I'm not in your head and I don't want to put words in your mouth. I'm just coming from my point of view where you are concerned, what I see about you. Okay. Redundancy is when you repeat something over and over and it is pointless.
Right.
Okay. You're not doing that. You're continuing to share existing information with people who may not have it.
Right. Right.
So what you're doing is very important. It's not redundant.
Well,
And
I
don't
appreciate
you
you saying that because sometimes
and
when
bossy
we,
old woman I am, because I know I'm older than you and I can get away with it, I'm just going to tell you, don't you talk bad about yourself like that. Don't you make what are called self-effacing remarks. In other words, don't insult yourself, because what your mouth says, your brain, your ears hear, and your brain registers. And if you say enough bad things about yourself or doubt yourself out loud enough, and your ears hear it enough, your brain might start believing that.
well, I'm glad you said that
And
because
you are intelligent, you are wise, you have years of life experience, you have a beautiful soul, and your intentions are good. What else do you need to come up and talk about Summer Wells and the things you talk about? If that
that's just,
doesn't qualify you, I don't know what the F would.
well, thank you. That means a lot coming from you. You are just so special, and
Well, I know we're probably having what might people might consider a private fangirl moment, but I don't care. I want to put it out there to the world and anybody that hears it. I love this woman.
oh, thank you. I adore you. I just everything
So
about you.
now that we
You,
have established our mutual admiration club, I want you to come on my channel sometime.
I would love to.
Okay.
I would love
And in the
to.
meantime, I'm going to get off of here and give you your channel back and
Well,
go
thank you for
stuff
coming up. I
that I'm,
appreciate you so much.
that I'm going to be listening to you. Thanks
And
for
I'll be
standing up.
watching you.
Okay. I got
All right,
my eyes
darling.
on you, girl.
Thank you, Susan. It means a lot. All right. She is the sweetest thing ever in the whole world. And I am a big fan of hers. So that was special for me. Lisa J. Gosh, look how many people in chat. I'm sorry, you guys. I was fangirling over her. And so I wasn't paying attention to my chat. Unified for Summer, Carrie Bishop, 777 still in here. You guys know I adore each and every one of you. You guys in my chat are so special. Don't ever forget that either. Aurora, Lisa J, are you still in here? I didn't see where you wanted me to drop a link. Rock and Robin, girl, Pat, Kiki's eyes. Kiki, things been going okay for you? Lori. Always love seeing Lori. I don't know when her phone messes up on her. And of course, Eve. Eve is one of my mods. I really appreciate Carrie Bishop. Thanks for popping in, Carrie. And Lucy Cat. Lucy Cat is one of my mods also. I appreciate everybody who popped in here today. I love that Liplock popped in. And I'm going to tell you something. Anybody who's followed Summer's case since the beginning, what Daisy said about Liplock was disgusting. She has no right to be talking about anybody. I think that all right, Lisa, I'll drop a link. I think people before, hey Charlie, you must be Wood. What do you mean? I didn't see you, Charlie. I I was talking to Miss Liplock, Charlie. I didn't see ya. Sorry. Sorry, Charlie. Um, yeah, I appreciate it, everybody. But I love her knowledge on things. I mean, she's like me. When we look at something, we look deep. So, oh, well, I'm saying hi now, Charlie. I'm just now saying, did you have a good birthday, Charlie? Did you eat some cake? I went through a list of people I had on my phone, and thank you, Rock and Robin. That means a lot. All right, here comes Lisa J. Hold on to your hats, everybody. Hello, Lisa.
Hey, oh, I just love to see Miss Liplock up there on panel.
I adore her. I appreciate her so much, and I love talking to
Yeah.
her. She's somebody that I could probably have a whole day conversation with, believe it or not. And that's one person I will defend to the end of the
Yes.
galaxy and back. Liplock said she loves you, Lisa J.
Tell her I love her too. She should come back up here on the board.
She's had to go to the ladies' room, and she's gonna smoke a cigarette.
Well, she can carry us outside and spoke with us.
777 said, I figured out last year the cow lady wasn't a very nice person. I stopped watching her when they had a vigil for summer. Yeah, that was kind of crazy.
You know I'll be saying something Daisy today. Oh, hell yes. You don't do us like that.
Liplock said, come to Arkansas, I have a guest room. Girl, I will. I'll come see all you girls who live in Arkansas. My daddy was from Arkansas. So my granddaddy, I'll never forget, my grandpa used to make moonshine, right? And so he took the lid, he used to bury it in the ground. And he took the lid off, pulled the trap door or whatever, opened it up, and there was a dead rat in there. And we were like, Grandpa, there's a dead rat in there. And he was like, oh, that just means it's good. I was like,
Hey, I just got some information a few minutes ago. And you know what? I've told everybody before the same thing. Kathy said that Candace and Donnie already lost custody of those boys.
well, that's Kathy saying that, right? That's somebody else telling you Kathy said that, right?
Right.
Well, you know,
why hasn't she come on her own channel and said that?
Who is it?
That Kathy, the friend.
She told you that?
No, she, I guess, apparently told somebody else that.
Oh. Well, I
mean, don't they have one more court date on the boys?
Sometimes people just guesstimate on that stuff. You know. And if she did say that, you know, people tend to believe her because she was Candace's friend.
Right, but does she have proof of that?
This is the thing that I try to make people understand, right? If a YouTuber, a creator, says stuff like that to another creator, like they're wanting you to put that information out, I have to think twice about that stuff, because I'm like, if you ain't going to talk about it on your channel, why am I going to jump on it and talk about it on mine? Right?
Right. I already know. So, they probably already lost those boys.
Good
but I think they have one more court date, and that's in June, ain't it? And that's for supposedly the jury trial or something like that.
No, that's
Let me
the
ask you a question. How can
that's
you have
the
a jury trial if you don't even have
it's not
evidence?
it can't be a jury trial. I
Right.
think you're talking about the gosh dang it, it's right on the top of my tongue. You're
That's where they're
talking
going to lay
about
the evidence out there to get the Wells like
yeah,
charged.
it's not a jury trial. It's the dang it, Lisa, it's on the tip of my tongue what it's called.
Some kind of trial anyway. They're
It's
they're going to take,
it's
from what
the
I
grand
understand,
jury. It's
grand
the
jury.
grand
Yes,
jury.
yes. From what I understand, from one of the ladies that is going to the grand jury, they're going to take some, I guess, some of the YouTubers that were out there with Donnie and Candace, and they're going to
Whose
lay all that
television
out
now?
there on the table. But they're not going to
Who
let people, they're not going to let the YouTubers go in there because they know they'll put it on
who let
live.
anybody's grand jury is not open to the public, from my understanding.
Right.
And why the hell would they be bringing in a bunch of YouTubers for the grand jury?
I don't know. That didn't even make any sense to me. But I do know
Doesn't mean.
they have to lay everything they have, all the evidence they have, all of that stuff from text messages, all of that. Maybe they'll lay some videos. Well, they ain't even got any true information off YouTube videos. So they can't
That
even lay all that out there.
well, this upsets me
Besides Donnie and Candace's slip
when
ups.
creators listen, when creators put out when creators who've been following the case for a long time and know their way around this case and stuff, when they put out information like that, which makes the newer people who's coming into the case jump on false information like that. And what upsets me about that is because it makes some of these smaller channels who repeat some of the stuff, they kind of look foolish. And I
Right.
just don't I don't know. I just that just upsets me, somewhat on that. It's CPS related. Lori said it's CPS. This is the thing. Look how long they have been without the boys. If
2 years.
if they are still going to court over the boys, then CPS is definitely trying to reunify that family.
Right.
What I think will be sad because, in my opinion, Don and Candace have not changed. They have not changed that family persona. Look how they're
Right.
still acting on YouTube. The boys, hopefully, because we don't know, but hopefully they've been in an environment that is showing them things in a totally different way. If they get sent back to Candace and Dawn, what are they getting sent back to? They're getting sent back to what we're seeing them doing on, and let me tell you, they're moving around, they're going to different jobs, they're working in different places. So do you really think that I don't know, this is just my opinion, I don't think Dawn, Candace may want them back more than Dawn, but in my opinion, Dawn has done nothing to show
I don't even know
anything.
why people are thinking that they're going to get them back anyway. There
Yeah,
ain't no way a CPS is going to give your child back with another missing child.
Yeah, Liplock, I see that because she says I keep thinking about the statement Pruitt or Armstrong made about CPS case bleeding over into Summers.
Yeah, that's what he said.
They're just
Miss White,
waiting.
you know more about that, all that than I do.
They're just waiting. I think why he said that was because they're just waiting for CPS to tell them what charges that they're going to be filing against Don and Candace. And
Yeah,
once that happens, uh, that's where they're going to, why they're saying it's bleeding over, because supposedly the boys were the last ones who seen Summer, right?
right.
So I'm sure that what he meant by that was CPS is still working with the boys, and more and more and more is going to come out. So hopefully, thumbs up that he said Don wanted the boys to just interfere with what they can testify to. Candace wants no kids back. Well, her and Don are in love now, aren't they? Which is disgusting, but if you hear Don Wells talking, him and Candace are in love now, and they're gonna work on their family and stuff. Really, whatever happened to the other place that they had in Kingsport? The church gave them a house to live in Kingsport, right? Whatever happened to that?
I don't know.
No, you're right, Kiki. They weren't supposed to be on YouTube or drinking or drugging.
Gag order. There's not even supposed to be on YouTube talking about the case.
Liplock, I hope and pray that it isn't the same statement from last year. I pray that they give us a little bit of something. You know, law enforcement definitely hasn't been the ones who have gave us a lot of hope. You know, but they have been honest enough to say we have nothing. I really hope someone gave them a copy of Don's last outburst on YouTube. They know every time Don opens his mouth on YouTube. They know it.
Well,
But the
that ain't
problem,
nothing. I got an email saying that this witch was gonna turn over my lives. Go
oh my
ahead.
God, Lisa, you
Yeah.
haven't said, you have not said anything that anybody needs to turn over to law enforcement. So people try to
Well,
get your goat.
this lady's about stupid anyway, okay?
People try to get your goat because they know, they may not really know you, but you are a very soft-hearted person. And when somebody says something to you, you take it to heart, and they know that about you. They know you're going to react. So a lot of people, I think, are just saying stuff to you to see what kind of reaction they can get out of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Charlie, we'll hopefully one day the brothers will say what they know. And this is the thing, even if the brothers say what they know, we may still never know what they say unless Don and Candace are ever made to go to court and the court's open to the public and the boys testify. Still, we're
Well,
not going to be able to see it, but we may be able to maybe hear a little bit of it. Yeah,
I'd
me
shoot
too.
hurry up and lock them up forever.
Let me tell you something. I have seen more people on YouTube and YouTube creators and some people subs who are just horrific to other people, try to bully
Yeah.
people in chat, are just not nice people. And that's hard for me because I try to see the good in everybody, and and I try to be good to people who have ended up just doing me dirty. And with those people, I just cut them off and try not to even talk about them anymore. Yeah, Lori, they definitely deserve each other. Unified for Summer, I had somebody call me a bully because I questioned them and their connection to the wells, saying that Candace has been clean the whole time and Dawn only fell off the wagon once. When I questioned that, I was a bully because I was told that I was trying to, um, I guess, change the narrative that they had or something. I don't know, but I wasn't being a bully. If anything, I stand up for people who are getting bullied. Lori said, I'm looking into the fact that they had the granddaughter and grandson that night while they can't even talk to their own. The weird thing about that is, I believe that I heard, and I heard this through the grapevine, I don't know if it's true, that, and I'm sure it is true, that someone called CPS right away about that. So I don't know, what happened, but sometimes anymore, you guys. Liplock said I was called a bully in my comment section because I called they. Oh, whatever, Liplock. You just tell them called a bully because of freaking a bully. Only a bully would call somebody who ain't a bully a bully.
Right.
Hey, Coco. No way. Drunk and stoned all the time. Suspects. Exactly. Don't call. You know what? I would never call anybody in my chat a bully if they had a different opinion or theory than me. I take you guys, everything you guys say, and I love talking about all of it. There ain't nobody ever who comes into my chat who I think are bullies if they don't agree with what I'm saying, right? That doesn't mean
Right.
you're a bully. To me, that just means you got a mind of your own and it's something we can discuss, right? Freaking stupid people. I'll tell you, Whitlock, oh, Cow Patty in the field over there with her little chumley people or, whatever their names are.
Talking
It,
about the damn Chub Rub sisters.
no, there's another one called Chump or whatever her name is. I can't remember, never remember their names. Um,
You're talking
Chumpy,
about the farm people over there, and that's the
no,
Chub sisters.
I'm talking about the one I threw off my panel because she's a pedo
Oh,
protector.
Chewy. Chewy,
Oh,
yeah.
Chewy. I can't now remember their names. Uh, yeah, it's just sad that. See, I don't understand how.
Chub
I
Rub
don't
sisters.
understand how. I don't understand how YouTube will not do anything about somebody sitting on someone's panel saying the N word over and over and over. I don't understand that. But yet, if you say the F word or something, YouTube don't like that. I'm like, are you serious? That's craziness. That is craziness to
Yeah,
me.
and we have to use like certain words when we're on panel, like the RSOs. We can't say the other one.
Charlie said, I called BK a scammer, and he commented in one of my videos, you're a weirdo. That's fun,
Yeah.
Charlie. Donnie is a bully, but he's such a coward, it's hard for him to pull it off. Coco, you hit it right. You hit that nail right on the head. That guy will sit on a panel and call people out and say, you come here. You come here and I'll beat you up. It's like, shut up, Dawn. You freaking stupid. P said, yes, Chewy's been to Jinky's house. Well, good for Chewy. YouTube turned off
It's
my
not
comment section
Jinkies,
on
it's
my
the
video.
Chubrook sisters.
Really? Why'd they do that, Liplock? Why'd they turn off your comments? Uh, yeah, that's kind of weird. But girl, you got more.
Comment on her videos.
Liplock deals with a heck of a lot more people than I would ever think of dealing with. She's got so many subs and, people who comment and stuff like that. And believe me,
You.
I love my chat. I love everybody in my chat. But I have just like a small group of people who come into my chat, and I love it because I try to look at everything everybody's saying and just have a open discussion about everything like that. If DNC are straight, I have beachfront property for sale in East Tennessee. Is it in Beach Creek, Robin? I'm teasing Robin. Charlie's got a bridge for sale. Charlie. Charlie K, you're something else. Liplock, I see that all over, but I thought creators do that. I don't know because YouTube has changed so much. But I remember one time Liplock was talking about how I'm going to talk about mods for a minute. And I understood what she was saying and agreed with what she was saying. Sometimes when you start out on people's channels, right, and the creator likes you, and a lot of times if a creator sees you in on other people's panels or in other chats, and they see that you're a mod, they'll mod you for their channel and stuff too. And one channel that I used to watched a couple times made me a mod, and the channel went to a drama channel really quickly, and I don't do that drama stuff like that. So eventually she did unmod me, which I appreciated her doing that, but it kind of put me in a position because I was like, how do I tell her that I don't want to be a mod for her without being disrespectful? So I was glad that she unmodded me, herself, and I didn't have to say anything like that, CW never helped Grandis put on knee brace over her pants. Like she explained, in my opinion, Grandis had shorts on. Well, Unified for Summer, let me tell you something. Don Wells said in his own words that he did not know that Grandma Candy even had a knee brace. So, and he lived there. So what does that tell you? I just think that knee brace was caca. It was part of the caca story. Yeah, me too, Carrie. I love a good conversation and discuss. Hey, Auntie M. It is so good to see you. I've had people mod me and definitely didn't want to. Yeah, Liplock, I've kind of been in that situation too. And it's not that you want to be disrespectful and be like, I don't want to be a mod for your channel. It's like, but deep down, you're like, I don't want to be a mod for your channel. Because people switch their channels up so much that, he said, I got the impression when Candace described putting on that brace that she Googled it or someone wrote for her to say it that way. Carrie and a glass of wine. Isn't that the way to go, Charlie? It's either 420 somewhere or have you some spirits and sit and relax. My father, girlfriend before he passed, actually bought a bridge from someone in Connecticut that she thought she did, that is. Are you kidding, Lori? That's so funny. Brought a bridge. Auntie I'm glad you guys came in. You guys, I'm at 2 hours and 30 minutes, so I have got to get off here. Liplock, I adore you. I don't care what they do. I've got your back. And there ain't nobody gonna be talking crap because I'm over that mess. If you're a
You
mod,
know, I
some
fell
people
asleep
don't
watching Miss Sleepwalk last night.
necessarily agree with the Korea. Exactly, Liplock. If you're a mod, that's people do think that you have to agree with everything that the creator's saying, and it doesn't work like that. Uh, Amy, but
I
Liplock,
fell asleep
thank
watching her.
you, thank you for coming up on my panel. Your intelligence just astounds me, and I adore you. I always will. Um, you know that, and I'm not going to cry, but you are somebody very special, and to me, you're the general of Summer's army. You always will be. I know where your heart's at, and that's what matters. And oh, you better believe when the boss was having trouble, yeah, I was praying extra hard, and I love seeing you and him together. It's just like you guys fit together so cool. And also, I have to say, because I didn't say it when you were on panel, when you and Angel Talks Too Fast got together, I was so excited for you guys. It was so great to see that. Hey, Darlene J. Um, but thank you, Liplock. You're more than welcome on my channel anytime you want. And next time I catch you live, I'll be glad to come up on your panel and talk about whatever you want. Because you're fantabulous. I think you're fantabulous. All you guys are fantastic. So thank you so much for everybody for coming in and kind of listening to me throw my little bit about some of the crazy stuff that people are saying. Quit using Summer. Quit quit using Summer. Quit using her name for your nonsense, people. Because what's coming out of your mouth is nonsense. You're not doing anything to help Summer come home. Nothing. None of what y'all have said has made a difference in bringing Summer Moon Utah Wells home. And like Liplock said, I really hope the next press conference they have about Summer, they can give us an ounce of hope. Just an ounce. That's all we're asking for is an ounce. All right, I'm getting off here. Lisa J, you better behave today.
I will.
And if you,
I'll
and if
try.
you, oh, well, at least you said I'll try. If you can't, that's okay. Of course, everybody knows that Lisa's my field correspondent. She lets me know things going on in the YouTube world. Um, Thank you, Eve. I appreciate you. Thanks for being a mod for me. You always do a great job. Uh, Charlie, you do a good job when you want to. That didn't come out the way it was supposed to, Charlie. Charlie, you are just all over the place. I adore you, and I know that you mod for so many different people. Sometimes you forget which chat you're in, and that's okay. I got your back. So, um, I have enough real wrenches here. I don't ever want one on you. Oh, Peas. Thank you, Peas. There, anybody who's got wrenches on my channel, I appreciate you guys. I would make everybody a mod. I wouldn't have no problem doing that. Thank you, Liplock. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. All right. I am not going to go down my list today. I think I've tried to call everybody out as much as I could. And thank you, Lisa J, as always. And thanks everybody else. And I have got to get off here. So thank you all so much. Peace out. Everybody have a good day. Be kind. It don't cost a dime. And if you got to get a little bit feisty, hey, you know what? Go ahead. There's nothing wrong with it. Okay. Bye, everybody. Thank you.
All right.